See, I don't care who you are. Everybody wants to be happy and everybody wants to be successful. Everybody. I don't know nobody that don't want to be happy or successful. And if you're hanging around people that won't be happy or successful, you should get away from them. If you want a tree to really grow up and really be a beautiful tree, you got to prune it. You got to prune it every now and then. If you ever, well, I'm from the country, so if you growing corn, you got to hold the road. You got to get the weeds out. If you don't, they're going to stifle the growth of your product. Remember when they used to show rockets going to the moon, and they used to show it in Cape Canaveral or Cape Kennedy, wherever they shoot it from? You see a rocket on the ground, it's got these 4 big boosters. When that rocket comes off the ground, 2 of them boosters stay right there. Them 2 boosters is just enough to get this big thing off the ground. 2 of them stay attached. Then when that rocket go up, you can see, and they used to tell you, the next fuel tank is coming off, boom. And now it's just 1 fuel tank, because in order for it to get all the way up to where it's going, it has to shed that dead weight. In order to get off the ground, some people in your life just for a season, they just ground level people. They can't go up in the air with you now. You can't keep dragging people with you, man. So now you got these 2 boosters and 1 of them come off. Now, in order for that rocket to get into orbit, you have to lose that last fuel tank. Because guess what? It's out of fuel. It's out of season. You done went to an area that fuel tank can't handle. If you keep that fuel tank on that rocket ship when it go into orbit, you're gonna blow the whole mission. You're gonna blow the spaceship up, because it ain't got no business going that high. Now, you can insist on taking it if you want to. The problem you're gonna have now is your rocket ship ain't gonna get into orbit. And do you know that's what's happening to a lot of people? It ain't your job. You can't chain people to your rocket ship and take them into orbit. You know, I had to learn this, man. Do you know I was taking people with me, man? Trying to keep it real. My boys in the hood was holding me to that. Man, you got to keep it real, man. Don't forget where you come from. We your homies. Yeah, okay.
Dream is absolutely free. The hustle is sold separately. You can hear this message from anybody you want to, but I'm just telling you as a person who has been at the bottom completely out and managed by the grace of God to turn himself into something. You gotta hustle, man. You gotta get up before everybody else and go to bed after each other. If you sleep for 8 hours a day, you'll never be rich in this country. You cannot sleep for 8 hours. That's 1/3 of your life. It's 24 hours in a day. If you spend 8 hours of sleep, you will never be rich. Now, if you don't want to be rich, you just want a job, get your check and go home, sleep 8 hours. If you ever aspire to be rich, wealthy, change the world, invent something, if you sleep for 8 hours, it'll never happen. It'll never, ever happen. It's going to take more than a notion to become successful. Because once you get this degree, it's actually just going to be a piece of paper on the wall. It's really all it's going to be. Some people may give you a job with it. The majority of people will tell you how much experience you need. So you got to hustle, man. Got to hustle. Hustle and grind. Dig, man. You got to fight. You got to have a lot of dog in you, man, to be rich. And if you just want a job, get yourself a little job. Go ahead, sell a nice little life. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with that. But if you really, really, really want to be balling, change some people's lives, get yourself some real money, hire people, get more than one stream of income coming in, you gotta be a hustler, man. You gotta be a hustler.
The way to become a millionaire, if you could think of how to become a millionaire, you do it by Friday. You don't have to go that far. All you have to do is think of your God-given gift. All of you have the ability to make, you can charge, all of you can do something somebody will pay you $10 to do. I don't care if it's cutting grass, doing their hair, painting a wall, babysitting, taking care of the elderly, teaching, tutoring. Everybody can do something for $10. This is how I got to this place of success. My jokes were $25 a night. I made that for a long time. Whatever you do to make $10, I don't care if it's frying chicken. Some of you fry chicken better than anybody else, bake pie, do hair, something. Do whatever it is for $10. After you make the $10, I want you to do it 10 more times. You'll now have $100. After you make $100, whatever you did to make the $100, that $10 idea, I want you to do it 10 more times. You're gonna have $1,000. Now, it's gonna get a little more difficult, but after you make $1,000, whatever you did to make the $1,000, I want you to do it 10 more times. You now have $10,000. Now we gotta focus now. Whatever you did to make $10,000 that started off with your $10 idea, what I want you to do is focus. I want you to do it 10 more times. You now have $100,000. Now, this is where it gets very, very difficult. You're gonna have to hire some people. You're gonna have to pay some people some money. But you take that $100,000 and you reinvest it. And what I want you to do is whatever you did to make the $10 that you did 100 times that turned into $100,000, all I want you to do is take that same idea. Don't change nothing. Do it 10 more times. I got news for you. You have just made $1 million. And all it was a $10 idea. You do not have to complicate this thing. You don't need an education to do this. You just need the principles of success. I'm telling you, man, I took these $25 jokes and I turned them into a lifestyle. You can take this God-given gift that he gave you and stop thinking of how to make $1 million. Just go make $10 and do everything 10 times as hard. Now, it's gonna be hard. Understand that. It's gonna be very hard. But you ain't got nothing else to do. Because let me tell you something about being not successful. Being not successful, that's really hard too. So you might as well apply yourself to something that has a benefit. I'm telling you, that's how you make $1 million. That's how, it's just 10 people got on Facebook, then 10 more people, then 10 more people, then 10 million got on. Now they got 100 million people on Facebook. Now, but this dude making billions of dollars. It's the same thing. It's what it is. You have it in you. You just got to apply, and you got to believe that it can happen for you. Behind every moment of adversity in your life, two things will happen. There is a lesson and there is a blessing. Every moment of adversity has those two things that come with it. There's always a lesson and there's always a blessing. Pain always leaves a present. Every time you're in pain, it leaves a gift behind. So what happened was, after all of that happened, I got a call from a company called T-Mobile. The Super Bowl is a month after that. They brought me down to do a Super Bowl commercial. A Super Bowl commercial in the United States is the most highest watched program on television. These commercials are tens of millions of dollars. They will pay you millions of dollars to be in a Super Bowl commercial. They paid me so much money to be in a Super Bowl commercial, acting like I gave the wrong answer to the telephone company to reenact the Miss Universe theme. They paid me what I make on Miss Universe times 10. 14 countries sent my wife and I a letter saying that was the most honorable and honest thing they've ever seen in the history of television. They gave my wife and I 14 villas around the world. There are 14 villas that my wife and I can go to in Curacao, the Maldives, Abu Dhabi, France, that we can go to anytime for vacation. And that's why when you have bad moments in your life, you just have to ride them out. When a man leaves you, there is a gift behind him leaving. Sometimes the breakup is the blessing. See, sometimes you got to get rid of a man. So sometimes losing a man is not a loss. You just have to hang in there. He might have something better for you. So every time something bad happens, you just have to wait on the lesson and the blessing. It always happens. It always happens. You just can't act too miserable.